Good morning, class 9th students. Before I continue, let me recapitulate the things that we have learned in previous video. We have seen that Shylock justifies his earnings by giving the holy example of the deed which was made between Jacob and Laban. He also emits his hatred feeling for Antonio by reminding his behavior with him. We have also seen that Antonio professes whether he lends him or not, he will continue to hate him, call him cur, and spit on him. But Antonio assures Shylock that if he fails to return the borrowed sum within the time period, he can extract the penalty. Let's continue from Shylock's dialogue. Shylock's dialogue. Why, look you, how you storm. I would be friends with you and have your love. Forget the shames that you have stained me with. Supply your present wants and take no diet of usances for my monies, and you will not hear me. This is kind I offer. Here, Shylock tells to Antonio that how he has lost his temper. He would like to have Antonio's friendship and love and tells to forget the shameful things that he has done to disgrace him. Here, he also tells to give Antonio what he has asked for without taking interest on money, and this is the kindness that he offers him. Here, Shylock has used the word kind. He means that this is his system of loan, that is Antonio's system of loan, which he offers without any interest. We can say that kind has also used to pay a man in kind, which means to return similar treatment to him. So, Shylock may have thought here that he intends to repay Antonio with insults similar to those he had received himself. Next one is Bassanio's dialogue. This were kindness. It means that would indeed be kindness on his part, that is on the part of Shylock. Let's see what does Shylock say. Shylock's dialogue. This kindness will I show. Go with me to a notary, seal me there, your single bond, and in a merry spot. If you repay me not on such a day, in such a place, such sum or sums as are expressed in the condition, let the forfeit be nominated for an equal pound of your fair flesh to be cut off and taken in what part of your body pleasest me. Here we find how Shylock has got an opportunity to take revenge on Antonio. That's the reason he tells to Antonio, this kindness will I show. He means to say that he will return similar treatment. He tells Antonio to go to a notary, that is a legal officer, and put his signature on the bond. And for a pleasant joke, they will make an agreement that if Antonio does not pay him back the sum involved in this transaction on the fixed day in an agreed place, then the penalty an exact pound of Antonio's flesh to be cut off and taken away from whatever part of his body he chooses, that is Shylock chooses. Let's see how does Antonio responds. Antonio's dialogue. Content, I have faith. I will seal to such a bond and say there is much kindness in the Jew. Here, Antonio tells to Shylock that he certainly agrees to this. He will sign such a bond and says that the Jew is kind. But Bassanio, his best friend, opposes Antonio's decision. He says, "You shall not seal to such a bond for me. I will rather dwell in my necessity." Here, Bassanio resists Antonio not to sign such a fatal bond with Shylock for the sake of him. He would prefer to live whatever he has. Now, we will see how confidently Antonio tries to remove Bassanio's fear. Antonio's dialogue: "Why, fear not, man. I will not forfeit it within these 2 months. That's a month before this bond expires. I do expect return of thrice 3 times the value of this bond." Antonio tells Bassanio not to fear. He will not pay any financial penalty for the bond, as he expects to get back 9 times the value of this bond within the next 2 months, that is, at least a month before the expiry of the bond. The next dialogue is of Shylock. "O Father Abraham, what these Christians are, whose own hard dealings teaches them suspect the thoughts of others, pray you, tell me this. If he should break his day, what should I gain by the exaction of the forfeiture? A pound of man's flesh taken from a man is not so estimable, profitable neither, as flesh of muttons, beefs, or goats. I say, to buy his favor, I extend this friendship. If he will take it, so; if not, adieu. And for my love, I pray you wrong me not." Here, Shylock quietly tries to provoke Antonio to sign the bond. He utters, "O Father Abraham." Abraham is a biblical reference to Abraham. Actually, Abraham is the common patriarch of the Abrahamic religions, including Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. He is given a high position of respect in these 3 major world faiths. Shylock says, "O Father Abraham, what type of these Christians are? Their own unjust dealings make them to suspect the intentions of others." He says that if Antonio is unable to pay him on the due date, what would he gain by taking such a penalty? A pound of human flesh is not of any value as mutton, beef, or lamb. He offers this to gain Antonio's friendship. If Antonio accepts it, that is all good. If not, then goodbye. He requests Antonio not be unfair to him for offering this act of love. Now let us see what does Antonio say. "Yes, Shylock, I will seal onto this bond." So here Antonio agrees to sign the bond. Now Shylock's dialogue. "Then meet me forthwith at notary's. Give him direction for this merry bond, and I will go and purse the ducats straight. See to my house, left in the fearful guard of an unthrifty knave, and presently I will be with you." Here, Shylock tells Antonio to meet him immediately at notary's office, that is legal office, and inform him about this funny bond. And he has to go home and put the ducats at once in a purse and see that his house is safe, because He has left it in the careless charge of an unreliable spendthrift servant. He will be soon with Antonio. This dialogue also shows Shylock's suspicious nature. That is the reason he has used the phrase fearful guard. It means untrustworthy guard. Later, Antonio says, "Hey, the gentle Jew." The Hebrew will turn Christian, he grows kind. Here, Antonio tells Shylock to hurry up, gentle Jew, and once Shylock goes out from there, Antonio says the Jew will soon become a Christian, for he is becoming generous. Now, here he is using sarcasm. In the next dialogue, Bassanio doubts Shylock's intention. Bassanio's dialogue: I like not fair terms and villain's mind. Here, Bassanio tells that he does not like to trust the kind words uttered by one with the mind of a villain. Last dialogue is of Antonio. Come on, in this there can be no dismay. My ships come home a month before the day. Here we can find Antonio's overconfidence and generosity for Bassanio. Antonio tells to Bassanio that there is nothing to fear. His ships will be back a month before the day which has been agreed upon in the bond. With this dialogue, we have finished all the three scenes of Act 1. I have attached Google Forms with this video, so go through it, ask your doubts. I will clarify it in the next video. Till then, take care and have a nice time.